Polar Peaks contains a massive secret. Within this ice mountain, a creature is inside and it has been activated and it's ready to come out. But exactly what's inside, when is it going to be revealed? We're going to be talking about all of this with leaked in-game files, changes to the map in this video right here. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up button if you're excited to find out more, and let's jump into it. Polar Peaks arrived at the beginning of Season 7, and as soon as it entered the map, it started to change instantly, thawing out and ultimately revealing the Ice King's castle sitting atop of the peak. However, its biggest secret wasn't the castle itself, but what lay within the dungeons, as we ultimately went on to find the eggs. Those eggs, however, were linked to another secret, the Fire King himself frozen in the dungeon at the bottom of Polar Peaks, who ultimately also thawed out, escaped and took the eggs with him. At the beginning of Season 8, the Fire King formed the volcano, and along with it, his eggs hatched, revealing the hybrid creatures that he had created. But the volcano was unstable and it erupted, and one of the big things it did that's been looked over until now was part of the volcanic eruption smashed into the side of Polar Peaks and ultimately set off a chain of events which are starting right now and will lead to the reveal of a creature inside the ice mountain itself. With that gigantic impact on the side of Polar Peaks, we didn't realize that it would actually cause a far bigger disruption, with even more cracks starting to form on the side of the mountain. And if any of you guys are near Polar Peaks in a game, you may hear rumbling, you may hear shaking, and you may even see and hear wind and ice blowing out of the cracks that have recently formed on the side of Polar Peaks. That's because of what's inside. Fortnite has already started to warn us on TVs around the map that something big is going to be coming, but what is it, what's about to happen, and what on earth is inside the ice mountain? As you know, here on the channel, we're always looking ahead of time, looking at leaks, in-game files, and anything that changed that could hint as to what is about to happen in the world of Fortnite. And what we're about to look at is going to tell us the starting of the reveal of the creature inside Polar Peaks. Now, for this to make sense, there are in-game files that go under the name Catus. Catus is essentially a code name for the event which we are working our way towards, basically the reveal of whatever is inside Polar Peak. And thanks to data miners, we get an early look and an early hint, in fact, as to what is going to be contained within the mountain itself. The whole idea of there being a creature, of there being something living, and there actually being something bigger than just wind coming out of the mountain is backed up by the fact that in-game files recently updated with this week's update under the codename Catus lets us know that there is not only an eye that will be revealed. Obviously, something has to be alive, a creature for eyes to be revealed. Then a frozen head is going to be revealed. And ultimately, we're going to get the thawing out and the reveal of something bigger than just the eggs. Bigger than the Fire King himself in the dungeon. A giant creature coming out of the huge crack that has formed at the bottom of Polar Peak. Now, these in-game files, although they let us know that bigger things are going to be coming and that we should definitely keep an eye on Polar Peaks, it doesn't tell us what is going to be coming out. This is where we've got to do some detective work. Now, I've been telling you guys to constantly keep your Fortbytes updated and keeping an eye on the secret mysterious image that is being revealed through the unlocking of each Fortbytes that come out every day. And recently, in the bottom left corner, a very clear image of a giant eye is very clear in the Fortbyte mystery image. This eye could actually be the eye that we ultimately end up seeing and is the initial, very first tease of this creature at the bottom of the crack of that entranceway, which is now being formed at Polar Peaks. If it looks anything like this, then the creature inside will be linking back to the secret image of Jonesy that was locked away in a bunker at the beginning of a season, tying everything into each other. One theme and one creature that has been within Fortnite for a long time now, but hasn't had much more prominence than the odd skin or the odd sort of like addition to the Fortnite map is dinosaurs. People love dinosaurs. We've got great dinosaur skins. We've obviously got the dinosaur area in the desert area of Fortnite as well, which was added in quite a while ago. Now, also hidden within this season's Battle Pass, which always contains some sort of glimpse as to the next season or what is coming soon, is in fact a giant T-Rex dinosaur head. Now, the idea that there is a dinosaur or something like that within Polar Peaks does sound very far-fetched, but I'm going to keep on letting you guys know even more things that actually could point towards this being very feasible as a creature that is actually within Polar Peaks. Now, alongside that, we've got a new event update just last week with the release of the Jordan and Fortnite collaboration with skateboards. On those skateboards are many designs, but one of them, you guys pointed out to me, is, yes, that's right, another dinosaur design. Interesting. So a large dinosaur hidden away, thawed for thousands, millions of years within Polar Peaks is a possibility, a far-fetched one, but bear in mind it's going to be big, whatever is inside there. Another one, and I really like this idea, is in fact that a dragon itself contained within Polar Peaks is a likely option as well. Now, the actual eggs that were initially found in the dungeon of the castle in Polar Peaks are hybrid eggs. We know this for sure. We know it's a hybrid egg because of the skin actually telling us become the dragon. It's a hybrid basically between a human form and a dragon form, but it's not fully dragon. It's kind of like half and half. And throughout the seasons and throughout the skins that we've had, there's been ice dragons, there's been fire dragons, and there's been dragons included many times, but nothing on a giant scale. Now, to create a hybrid, you've got to have one of one thing and one of the other thing. Humans obviously are everywhere in Fortnite, but dragons, we've never actually seen or had an actual dragon creature apart from gliders anywhere in the world quite yet. Which means if where Polar Peaks originally came from, dragons were a very common thing, and the forming of these hybrid eggs, which ultimately the Fire King created, we would need the humans, but we would need that dragon as well. Potentially, a dragon, maybe even multiple dragons, is actually a thing that's locked away, frozen, and in the bottom of Polar Peaks, and ultimately came from wherever Polar Peaks originally came from itself, where dragons were a thing, and now, and only now, since the events of the eruption of the volcano, cracking open the actual ice mountain itself, and causing the starts and the chains of events that we're going to see throughout this season, all revolving around the creature in Polar Peaks, starting now, and bear in mind we're only just coming up to and gone past the second week of this season. If you have any ideas of any feasible creature or anything else that could lay within Polar Peaks itself, do leave a comment down below and give me your reasons why. Polar Peaks is well and truly activated, and no doubt as the updates and as the weeks go on throughout the season, this will change, this will evolve. We know there's going to be an eye. We know there's going to be a head, and it's all going to be revealed within Polar Peaks itself. You guys are amazing at keeping an eye on all of the map changes and anything that evolves over time as Fortnite continually updates. So make sure you're letting me know, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere. Send me a message and keep your eyes peeled for the creature within Polar Peaks. To not miss anything as this event evolves over the season, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed all the information so far and you want to see more Fortnite videos. You can check them out on screen here or in my playlist where every single Fortnite video is contained. Thank you for watching. Keep an eye on Polar. Things are getting interesting and this is only the beginning.